Hey guys, well, I'm back with another video, and I am very excited because I get a lot of people ask me about this, and so I kind of was just like, let me just go ahead and talk about my experience and talk about what I did to myself. Um, but I'm gonna end up shooting two videos today. I have one review, and then I have something that I kind of want to talk about, just because it's something that people have asked me a lot. Let me get this lotion out of the way, just because it's something that I get a lot of people ask me about it. And so I don't know, I kind of thought it was a good idea to kind of just go ahead and let y'all know. And so today I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my gauged ears. These little babies. Okay, so I don't know how I should kind of start about this. Okay, well, first of all, I have attached lobes, so it means that my earlobes are not unattached. They're attached to my face skin area. They are attached, and so a lot of people say a lot of different things about that. Some say that you can't go weight, you can't exceed a certain size. Others say that it's more likely that your earlobes will they will blow out. Means that like the inside will come out. They say that there's just so many different things, and honestly everyone has so many, like, their experiences are just so different. Everything is different with everyone. Some people can't wear specific plugs, other can't wear. It's just so different when it comes to everyone. It varies a lot. I don't know, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about my experience, kind of my process of when I was gauging my ears, and the pros and the cons, and just gonna go ahead and give you the story of how it all went about. I have my little sack here of like every plug that I've ever owned. Well, majority, because I lose a lot of them. I'm gonna go ahead and get these out because there's a lot. I have so many, and then I just bought more. So, okay, so first of all, I started off once. I was like maybe, I'm gonna say like 11 years old, 19 now. I started seeing people with these, and I was just like, man, these are so cool. I really liked them. I thought they were freaking cool. At first, I was kind of skeptical and a little scared because I was like, man, like, I wonder how much that hurt. So I was just like, you know what? And then I was out and about running errands with my mom, and I ran into these guys. I ran into a fake pair, which is like, it looks like a regular plug, but it's a normal earring. The back of it is a screw. It screws on. And so I thought these were the coolest thing, and they were like $5, I think. And I was like, Mom, like, can you get them for me, and this and that? And she's like, why do they look like dog teeth? And she made a big deal out of them, but she got them for me. And so I remember I was so excited, and I was like, man, I got these fake plugs and no one's gonna know. And I was just so hyped about it. And so I started wearing them, and then it kind of hurt a little bit because the needle of these are so big, are much bigger than a normal earring. I don't have own normal earrings, but since I'm not in my own regular setting, I know my sister does. And so they're much thicker than a normal, like a normal earring. I don't know if you can kind of tell, like this. And it's much shorter too. Point is that it was way bigger than a normal earring, and so when I put them in, it hurt a little bit. I was like, oh man, I wonder if it's actually stretching out. I got so excited about it. And I remember I tried fitting the bottom of this, which is way thicker than the needle itself. It actually fit, and so I was super excited. I was like, man, I wonder if I get a normal pair of plugs, will they fit, and can I actually gauge my ears? But I was like, man, I'm 11 years old, I don't think that's gonna be able to, it's gonna be allowed. First of all, I live in a freaking Mexican household. I don't think that's gonna be possible. And so I kind of like let it go. I would wear them here and then. And then, but I was still, I was still very, like, I loved them. I thought they were the coolest thing ever. And I thought that, I've always thought to a certain point, no, to a certain point, body modifications were freaking cool. I just thought, like, man, you can do so many other things to your body and you can be okay. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was awesome. And so I was in high school. I want to say I was a junior in high school. I believe so. I think so. I'm just gonna wing it. a junior in high school, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start dating them. So I had a super tiny pair, and I think I started with I think I skipped the 14 and I went 12. I really don't remember the sizes anymore. I don't even have a chart with me, but I skipped the very first size, and I went straight to, I think it was a 12. So I started with the 12, and I remember, like, it went right in. It didn't even hurt, and I was so excited. And I was, like, ready to go in and go to the next size. But I was like, you know what? Like, let me wait. Like, slow down. I'm gonna just relax. And so I remember my dad started seeing them, and he was, like, super against it. Super, like, don't wear that. Like, I will disown you type of thing. He just said it, but, I don't know if he would actually do it, but whatever. Super against it. Wouldn't allow me to wear them. I was kind of like wearing my hair down, like, to cover them a lot, but at the same time, I prefer to get like black or like nude toned kind of plugs so it can kind of blend in and they would be easier to hide. So I did that for a long time. And I remember when I got to, I think these were 6s, 4s or 6s, this pair. I remember I was like, man, these look, I like actually see through my earlobe, and I was super happy. And so I remember when I got into these, I think these are, I want to say they're 6s, but I'm not sure. They're 4s or 6s. I'm not too sure. When I got into these, it's because he was against it because I was using the tapers, and so he was super against it. He's like, "Why do you have teeth in your ears? And you look like crap, and this and that." And then so, as I was growing and I was, maturing into moving up in sizes, as I was growing up in sizes, I was just super excited. I hated the tapers. I thought these were ugly, and so I was super excited to kind of get into like your normal regular plug. And so I was like, man, like one more up, one more up, one more up, but like we're moving up. And so when I got to these, it was, I remember we had a huge fight. We had a family barbecue, and we were having a carne asada, and he saw them, and I don't know why I got pink instead of getting regular white or black. I had all my tapers are white or black. I have red ones, but I mean, still, like, they're literally one color. And so I got these, and then he saw them, and I had just put them in. Literally, like, had no more than an hour that I had finally put them in. And he was like, take them out. You're not leaving this house. You're not going anywhere. And I remember, I think I was going to go out. I was going to go get some coffee with my friend. Take them out. You're not going anywhere. And I remember he made me take them out. And I think I ripped my earlobe when I took it out. And but I didn't feel it or anything. I took them out. He's like, give them to me. And I was like, man, I was just gonna leave it. I was gonna put them back in, and I was like, ugh. I was just so frustrated. It was a last minute thing. I was so angry. I was like, you know what? Fine, take them. And so I gave them to him, not knowing my earlobe had ripped, not knowing anything, not even having anything to clean my ear with after I had taken them out. My earlobe got infected. And so I was so angry because I had to let them heal, even though I wanted to put them back in before they closed. And I had to let them heal. And so letting it heal required leaving the plug out in order to heal. And so leaving the plug out meant closing, shrinking, going back to 0. And I was super angry. I remember I was so furious, and I was like so heated at that situation. I was like, you know what? Screw these things. Like, it's just so much work. But then I started looking. And I was like, you know what? I'm just fuck it. I'm putting them back in. And so I remember for a few days, it didn't take really long for my ear to heal correctly. And I remember, for 3 or 4 days, it was fine. But I waited 2 extra days just to make sure. And so after they were healed, I put these back in. Basically almost looked like Princess Leia with the buns, but I just was really careful that he didn't see them. And so after I had put these in for the second time, they were back to the same size. I never had trouble with my ears if they were let them close. I never had trouble going back to the size I was before, just because earlobe, I kind of compare it to like a head tie, a rubber band. It's like the more you pull it, the more you pull it. Yes, it's gonna get bigger and it's gonna get loose. But if you let it go and you remove the force, it's gonna go back to the size it was before. And so I always kind of kept that in mind, and that's what kind of kept me, like it's okay if they close. And so I was able to put these back in, and I was literally, and within 3 days, I was able to move up to the next size, and I was to zeros. And I remember when I got to zeros, I was able to get my first pair of tunnels, and I don't even have the other one. I'm telling you, I'm horrible with these things. I lose them like there's no tomorrow. Whatever. I was able to get my first pair of tunnels, and I was super, super happy and excited because, shoot, I had gone through a lot. I had gone through a lot to get these things, and I was so happy. And so after I was at zeros for about 3 months, and until I started seeing nicer plugs and prettier things on much bigger plugs, and I was like, you know what, like I have to go bigger. And I was never satisfied with the size that I was, just because I don't know, I always felt like, I could go bigger and I could go bigger. And so I kind of got addicted to getting new plugs and moving up and just going bigger. I guess I was stuck to that because I do have attached earlobes, and so they say I feel like I could go a lot bigger, but I did blow my earlobes out. Um I feel like with all the switching back and forth and stuff with plugs, and the lack of taking care of them at the beginning did have a lot to do with it. But I feel like because my earlobe is attached, and I'm at 9/16. I feel like I could go a lot more, but I noticed that the more I go, the more my ear gets blown out. You can't really see just because I'm so far away. But I mean, either way, I'm happy with the size I am now. Maybe I would go one size up, just not now. Um, but other than that, it's just it was it was a little bit of a journey, having my parents be so against it. But I always held my ground, just because I felt like I loved it. I loved the whole idea of modifying your ears and then having something really pretty to use it, I or to use it, or to kind of decorate. And I love that idea. And at the way, and in a way, I kind of used plugs and gauging my ears as a way to kind of stall for when I got tattoos, because I want to be covered in them, but I just can't at the moment. So I kind of just, I kind of took this as a little hobby while I wait until I can get tattoos. And so um yeah, I mean, I just loved it. I love the idea of it. It's something that to this day I do not regret. I have had a lot of controversy with my parents about it, but outside of the norm, I never really did, like at a job or anything like that, because I always kind of kept them to a solid color, or at least professional. Yes, some people say that tattoos and piercings are not professional. I could agree to a certain extent. I feel like, you can have certain things, but I feel like it's the way you present yourself and the way you kind of talk your way through things. I feel like that has a lot more impacts than with the way you look on the outside. So I've always uh, every job or every, when I was at work, I'd always have at least, even if there were tunnels, solid colors, or I mean, at least make sure they blend in with what I'm wearing, and I wouldn't have something super crazy like stripes, or these purple and white stone ones, or something, something ridiculous. So I always kind of make sure they were either nice. I feel like I've had these for a long time. I always felt like these. I really like these when I saw them before I even had gauges. I just feel like they look like they have normal earrings that kind of look like this. So I was like, oh, like if I wear these, like they're gonna look like regular earrings, and people are not gonna think that I have my ears plugged. And so I got these in, and for the longest time, I want to say for about um October, for about 4 months, people had no idea I had my ears gauged, and I really didn't mind. I mean, I know I have them plugged and or gauged, and I mean, if someone's gonna ask, "Oh, are those real?" I'll tell you, "Oh yeah, they're gauged. They're plugs." But I mean, just always kind of know what to wear. I mean, you're not gonna wear jeans to a business meeting, or you're not gonna wear slacks to the gym. You know what I mean? It's kind of just knowing what to wear when you're one of my personal preference that I've kind of gotten to know just as I, you know, trial and error as I buy plugs and as I try them. It's just as I try them out and as I kind of go about my journey. I have all types of gauges, plugs, tunnels, screw-ons, acrylics, metals. I have all types of them. I have acrylics, till I have stainless steel, till I have plastic, till I have stone, till I have everything. I have any plug you can probably think of. I just don't have any wood ones. That's kind of probably should be my next pickup. Some wood ones. Anyway, I have noticed, a lot of people do shop online for their plugs. One of the things that I've kind of noticed about that I've personally disliked, one, the how thick the plug is, and as well as how they go about their quantity and their quality. I've always had a little bit of trust issues shopping online. Unless I shopped at their store, and I've shopped at their store for a long time, so I know what is going on. That's about as comfortable as I can be when it comes to shopping online. For example, my stone ones and some other ones that I've gotten online. Absolutely loved them. I loved them. I thought they were great quality and everything. Just the one thing that I did not like is how thick they were. Not that way, but this way. I do have chubby earlobes, and so these I feel like these thin ones, my stone ones, were difficult to keep on just because they were made so thin. And I feel like the type of resistance they have to hold your ear, it doesn't have too much hold in there, so it's gonna be difficult to keep them, as to where be much thicker, or you know, not even those these ones, like they're much thinner, and if they come off. I had a friend get the same ones, and she had the same problem, and you know, we're very different, and so very different earlobes, and hers were unattached, and they fell out, and so that's one of the only things that I didn't like about them. So I kind of pay attention to the width of it as well, just because you want to make sure that your plug's gonna stay inside and not fall out. That's probably one of the things that one of my pet peeves that I have against like just a regular tunnel or like the regular plug, is that like I'm a crazy sleeper one, so they're gonna fall out, and so I prefer to just mess with just screw-ons, or I have something that I know it's not gonna come out. I have had times when I'm asleep and they come out, and by the time I wake up, it's shrunk on me, and so I didn't really like that, and so I had to watch out what I was wearing at night, or sometimes switch them out. It can be a big thing if you just are not careful, and if your product is not great. What else should I say? Other than I have bought some plastic ones that were they were just plastic. They're not acrylic. They were great. I really liked them. I thought they were like $2, I think, for the pair. And just the one thing is that, remember, what you pay for is what you will get. If you pay a little bit for you, let me scratch that. If you look for something cheap, you're gonna get something cheap. If you look for something expensive, you're gonna get something expensive. You're gonna get something good, possibly. What you pay is what you get. And so I paid $2 or $1.50, I think, but it was really cheap. I paid very cheap for these, and I tightened them way too tight, and they're screw-ons as well. And I tightened them way too tight that the screw in the back, it broke on me. It just kind of like snapped. And so I gone to waste. I literally wore them for about a week, and they were fucked. And I've tried, the good thing though is that I could wear them with like a rubber band from another plug, if a plug comes with a little band to kind of hold it. I could wear it with that, but it's not going to hold as well as it would with the screw. That's the difference. And so I don't know. I just remember, what you pay for is what you will get. I don't know what else I should say. Maybe my favorite set out of them all. I had ones. I just don't know where the back of it. These were probably the biggest ones that I had bought. Like my first biggest pair ever that I bought. These are 9/16s. And no, yeah. They were 9/16s, but they turned out to be a size bigger. And so I was super happy because they look so big on me and they're super shiny, and when I bought them, they came with batteries, meaning they lit up and it's the shape of a star in the middle. And it was so cool. And then I was like, man, like I'm gonna glow at night. And it was just, I don't know, I just thought they were so cool. But even though they're kind of really tacky, I just thought they were so cool. And I was so happy because they were a size bigger than what I actually am, and they fit perfectly. And so I kind of always went back to these to make sure, kind of to remind my ear, like, this is the size that you want to be, you know, don't, like, kind of just giving myself some room from plug to plug, just to make sure that it was gonna, you know, fit and stuff like that. I don't know, I kind of always wanted wiggle room. There we go. These had to be, like, one of my latest pair that I bought. I really love these. I thought they were so pretty. And I have a whole new set as well. I had 3 new pairs. I don't know, I kind of wanted to go with gold this time just because I wanted something fancier to work with. And I don't know if you know or you guys know at all. I'm obsessed with sunflowers. I love sunflowers. Like, that's my favorite flower of all time. And I finally got some plugs with sunflowers in them, and I'm super happy. And these were so cheap as well. My friend who she's a vendor. She hooked it up. She gave me 3 pairs and for about $25. But I mean, the prices vary, obviously. She really did hook it up, and I thought these were super adorable and something out of the norm, you know, not really a big rose one, but either way, I thought they were so cool. And I've never owned any plug sunflower related, so I was so happy. I don't know what else I should talk about other than the fact that I think my plugs are freaking awesome. I love my plugs. I feel like a lot of people would be like, ew, they're gross. Well, I mean, I love my ears. I don't really care for anybody else other than mine. And I feel like if you are old enough, one, because you don't want your mom to hit you or get you in trouble because, you know, Mexican moms. Anyway, I feel like if you want to try something new, even if it's a body modification, I feel like you should be educated on it first. Learn about it, see the pros, see the cons, see if it'll work for you. And then if you don't really have any cons, fuck it, go for it. Why not? Thug life. Live it. Do it. I don't know, I've just never had anything, you know, bad to say about them other than just those little bad experiences, you know, but it's nothing bad, nothing horrible. I had a friend, she works at a tattoo shop, and she, you know, explaining a lot of things. Probably put this back in there. She's told me a lot of things about, you know, just sanitary things about them, and she really didn't go into detail, but the way that I clean my plugs, regardless if it's I just got them or I've had them, depending on the type of material it is. Like, for example, these acrylic ones or the metal ones or the stone ones, I'll wash them. I'll, like, clean them with alcohol first, and then I'll soak them in holy water. No, I'm joking. I'll soak them in what is it called? The one with the brown bottle. I can't remember the name of it, but y'all probably should know. I'll soak them in that, and then for not too long though, because I have noticed that depending on what type of material your plug is, it will ruin it. So I'll kind of just soak them, or I'll put them in something and I'll shake them just to make sure they get rinsed really well. And then I'll boil some water. Make sure it's boiling, and then I'll I'll take it off of the fire or of the burner, and then I'll just let them soak in there. Whoa, I'll let them soak in there, just because, just I don't know, I just feel like you can never be too clean, and that's how I'll soak them in there for maybe 5-10 minutes, not too long again because you don't want your product to be ruined. So I'll let them soak, and then after that, I'll take them out and I'll rinse them. Rinse them with alcohol again, and then I'll just dry them. And then with my earlobe alcohol, and then that brown bottle, I'll clean that as well. And then I'll let them air dry. Let them air dry because that's how, one, they smell if you don't not clean them out, and if you let water just chill in there. And I mean, that's how a lot of things can grow too. Like, you don't want an infection. You just do not want the odor. Believe me, you don't want it. It is horrible, and it's just not cool. And so after that, after they dried, I'll put a little bit of I use Vicks just because, I don't know, I like how it makes it feel cold. But I'll put a little Vicks in it on my earlobe, and then I'll go ahead and slip them in, just because when they dry out, it can be hard to put on your plug. So I'll just put a little bit of Vicks, or you can use Vaseline as well, but I really don't like Vaseline. I'll just put a little bit of Vicks, and then I'll slip them right in, and then with a Q-tip or a fucking a tissue, I'll just go ahead and clean around, and then I am set. I'm pretty sure there's other ways to clean your stuff. I'm pretty sure there's better ways to clean your stuff. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot better things to do with your plugs than what I am telling you. But this is just how I do it. I've never had a problem with it. I've never had any difficulty with anything. And so that's just kind of what I'm putting out there, is the way that I do it. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. Fuck it, whatever. I'm just letting you know. Other than that, just to make sure that you're clean. Make sure they're clean, because they smell horrible, and if you are not clean, it is disgusting. And I mean, that's just me, just my personal experience and personal opinion. But other than that, if you feel like you want to try it, get yourself some fake ones first, obviously, because you don't want to, if you're afraid of the commitment, you know, some of y'all afraid of commitment, go ahead and get yourself a pair of the fake ones, and I don't know, kind of give it a trial. Give it 90 days, see how it goes, see how you like it, see how your body responds. Just, I don't know, just go ahead and try it if you'd like. I absolutely love plugged ears. I think body modifications are fucking cool, and I feel like you should do it if you feel like you want to. Fuck everybody and just go ahead and do it. I don't know, I guess I hope that my little story here was kind of interesting. If it wasn't, fuck it, what not? You just wasted about 20 minutes of your life. Awesome, thank you for sharing them with me. Other than that, I mean, I don't know, I kind of just want to let y'all know what's going on. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and if you want to let me know anything, you want me to do any type of video, follow me on Instagram and let me know. It's at Vibes de la Luna. Go ahead and follow. Maybe I'll follow back, and just stay tuned. You guys have a good day, alright? Bye, guys.